right, welcome to Illo Talk. I am Cory Kerr, and this is the report of my first convention, FanX Salt Lake. It was pretty cool. I liked it. It was fun. You've seen me kind of walk through a bunch of stuff here, and I'll talk about kind of each day and kind of what happened here, and we're about to turn the corner into my booth. So I got my big giant tall tower going on. Got my book over here full of posters that I'm selling and whatnot. People have been flipping through those. And then I kind of didn't have room for all of the postcards, so I had to kind of stack them. But I'm showing them kind of on the front here, so you can still kind of see everything. And I got them on the tower. The tower's been good. It's been catching people's eye. A lot more than this sign. Kind of just gets lost. It's a little smaller than I thought it was. And I've got these up. So it's been good so far. So it's good. It's a good show. I met some super cool people. I'm not selling a ton of stuff. I think people are mainly looking for fan art and stuff, and my stuff is a little bit more weird, less fan arty, but the people who have bought it have been like super excited about it. I know what happened. I came out that way, walked all the way down this way and around the entire building, but I actually just parked over here. So had I just walked out of there and then turned right instead of gone straight, I would have been fine. Hut Slayer, killing Jabba. That sold out really fast, which is kind of a bummer because I didn't know what would sell out. My Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse has been really popular. Everything else is kind of random, but next time I'm definitely bringing way more prints of Leia. Just gets recognizable, and literally like everybody that walks by at least points at it and like grabs someone and goes, hey, look at this. And so it's a pretty popular one. I'm excited for this to be on YouTube because I'm sweaty and gross because I walked like 2 miles out of my way for no reason. Let's talk about day one. So day one was pretty good. The idea, I mean, I sold out of a couple things. Way busier than I thought it would be because it's a Thursday, but I think also they went out of their way to promote the Thursday to try to drive more traffic because there's no Sunday. And so it was good. The morning was super slow. A lot of people just looking, no one really buying anything. And most everybody said, yeah, we're just kind of like getting an idea for what's going on before we buy anything. And then the last 2 or 3 hours was like bam, 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 bam with sales. And so that was cool. Going into day two, I thought it would be kind of a similar momentum as the afternoon of Thursday. But Friday actually was pretty slow most of the day, with kind of some sales here or there throughout. Then I started to do this thing. I took drawing paper, and I cut it up into bookmark sizes, kind of just an off-the-cuff idea. And I started just drawing like really weird, kind of mocking a little bit stuff. But I just wanted to do some experiments in ink. So I was drawing things like Rick from Rick and Morty cosplaying as Wonder Woman, or Goku cosplaying as Rick, just a bunch of different things. And then I just started handing them out, just writing my website on them, and then handing them out for free. And people that seemed to draw people in, and they kind of liked it. And I tell you, every time I drew anything involving Rick, man, people jump all over that. I drew a bunch. I don't have any pictures here. I drew a bunch of like just weird like eyeballs flying through space, and stuff like that. Just strange things to kind of catch people's attention. And then I just handed it out for free. So that was kind of cool for day two. And sales started to pick up near the end, and I moved a ton of stickers and stuff kind of at the end of all that. And it was good. It was really good. What are we doing?
Third day of Comic-Con.
Third day, FanX.
So like so early in the morning. I want to punch everything.
One of the best things that I saw was this guy dressed up as Vulture from the Spider-Man Homecoming. And his wings were so big that he had to crab walk sideways everywhere that he went. But he went up and down the aisle like 4 times. What you doing?
Art trade.
Art
It's
trade.
a rainbow unicorn with wings.
A rainbow unicorn with what?
Wings!
Awesome. And have you been getting lots of commissions?
Yeah, I think I've made like $12.
$12? That's awesome.
$12 for one commission. I'm just kidding. It's like multiple ones.
Commission's $1 right here. So on the third day, Scarlett came with me, my daughter, and set up shop to do $1 commissions, and her goal was just to buy some cotton candy. Also, my cousin Bryson came to hang out, and so I had a couple people at the table with me, which allowed me to walk around a bit more.
This is $6, very, very well spent, and it's my very own money by selling my commissions.
So lots of cool stuff to see. Got to walk around Artist Alley, met quite a few really cool people. That was really good. Still not much of a comic book show, and I think this is probably a trend, really more of a pop culture show. But I made a bunch of great sales, ran the credit cards a lot on day 3. What are we doing, Scar? Choking on In-N-Out. Little In-N-Out choking as a reward for the show.
So I back away, and then I trip. And then I trip and stumble, and all my fries go everywhere. And I'm like, you're rude, Dad.
So I took a couple fries out of Scarlett's fries. And instead of giving up 2 fries, she decided to fall over backwards and spill all of the fries on herself on the ground. Which pleased me greatly.
Oh, I'm so glad you were pleased.
Please stop. Is that funny?
Yes, do that again.
Scar's a little punch drunk. It's kind of late.
Daddy, just say it.
Say what?
Say what I just told you to say.
What I just told you to say. Dad joke. Hashtag dad joke. I am back home from that trip, and overall I think it was good. I'm heading to my local printer because several people bought prints that I had sold out of, and so I told them I'd ship them to them. So I'm doing that now. It's just way more of a pop culture show than an art show, and it's pretty big, and the tables are kind of expensive. I did have a good time. Had this not been my first show where I had a bunch of first time expenses, I would have easily made a table and made a couple $100. So I'm thinking of actually trying a couple other shows, Rose City, Emerald, and I'm just going to try to kind of move around a bit and see kind of what's going on in other areas. Because I don't know, I'd like to try some of the smaller stuff. Because I don't want my only convention experience to be judged by a single convention. I tend to think that FanX in Salt Lake is kind of an anomaly. They started up just a few years ago. A lot of what they're doing is based around kind of a Utah culture, which is a little bit different than other parts of the country and things. People there are awesome. The people I met are way cool. It's really good. I've also noticed though that the first time I went as just a person attending, that there were quite a few comic book creators. Ryan Otley, I think even Neil Adams and well-known people were there. And this show seemed to be a lot fewer people that are known. Will Terry was still there, and I got to meet him. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I got to meet Will Terry. Huge highlight. That was really cool. He was walking by the booth, and because I like watch his YouTube show, I know what he looks like, and I totally fanboyed out, if that's what you call it, geeked out or whatever. I was like, "Hey, Will Terry," and he stopped and talked to me for a couple minutes, and was like just genuinely a nice guy. I gave him a copy of my children's book, and it was really cool. Highlight for me because he's an awesome illustrator and a great person on YouTube. So I was pretty excited to meet him. That was pretty awesome. And Scarlett had a great time, and just like overall, it was just a good show. But I think I might try some other ones. So anyway, that's my recap of that show.